Now let's move to the center part of the order form that deals with measuring windows and panel design. Let's review some important measuring guidelines. Number 1. Use a steel measuring tape and measure to the closest eighth of an inch. Number 2. Measure every opening separately, even if they appear to be the same. Number 3. Windows next to each other must be ordered the same height to give the same louver rail count. For windows next to each other, pick largest size for outside mount and smallest size for inside mount. There are 2 methods for measuring windows: window size measuring and frame size measuring. Window size measuring is used for both inside and outside mounts. The window width and height are measured from the inside of the opening. The factory will make all the deductions or additions for any frame you select. For outside mounts, record the largest measurements. For inside mounts, record the smallest measurements. For details on the factory additions and deductions on each type of frame, reference your shutter manual. Ensure that there is proper clearance for the frame you selected around the outside or on the inside of the window. Frame size measuring is used only for outside mounts with outside mount frames. Measure the width and height of the shutter including the frames. The factory does not make additions or deductions to the frame size submitted. Frame-to-frame measuring is typically used for 3 special situations. The first is with windows that lack proper clearance, where the standard factory additions will not work. The second is when mounting on molding, where you measure from edge of molding to edge of molding. Make sure there is a wide and flat area on molding for the shutter frame to sit on. The minimum clearance areas required on moldings can be found in our reference guide. The third is when mounting beyond a molding, where the frame will sit around the outside of the molding. Frame size measuring is also used for specialty situations like French doors, where you include at least 1 1/8 inch clearance on each side of the window. Make sure there is room between the door handle and glass to mount the frame. For French doors with a molding around the glass, you can either measure to mount on the molding or to do a build-out around the molding using a frame spacer on end. For bay windows, on outside mounts, record the frame size of each shutter using 3 pieces of frame to create an imaginary line in front of the opening where the frames will be mounted. For inside mount, record the window sizes and the factory will make the deductions. For corner windows, use window size measuring and mark corner group left or right on the order form. The factory will make additions and deductions. When 2 windows meet in a corner, the shutter pair is considered to be a corner group. For T-posts, use frame or window size measuring for outside mounts and window size measuring for inside mounts. Now let's return to our order form. We'll complete our measurement method as window size since this is a standard window. Let's record the width as 48 1/8 inch and the height as 64 inches. The next step is to specify the panel design for the shutter. Here you will need to choose the number of left and right fold panels, taking into consideration the panel size maximums. Let's review the panel size limitations. On single panels, the maximum width is 28 inches and the maximum height is 72 inches. On multiple panels hinged to each other, the maximum width is 21 inches per panel and the maximum height is 62 inches. On track shutters, the maximum width is 28 inches and the maximum height is 96 inches. Finally, on bypass sliders, the maximum width is 36 inches and the maximum height is 108 inches. Now it's time to design our shutter with the number of panels and the appropriate folding directions. It is always best to design with an even number of panels, except for windows that may require single panels. So let's look at some of the shutter types and their respective panel configurations. Let's begin with the standard folding shutter. Standard folding shutters with single panels fold left or right and go up to a maximum width of 28 inches plus frame. Bifold panels folding left or right go up to a maximum width of 42 inches plus frame. Bifold panels, one folding left and the other right, go up to a maximum width of 56 inches plus frame. Bifold panels with 2 panels folding left and 2 panels folding right go up to a maximum width of 84 inches plus frame. Next, let's look at bypass sliding shutters and track shutters. The 2-panel track shutter goes up to 56 inches wide. The 2-panel bypass shutter goes up to 72 inches plus frame. The 4-panel track shutter goes up to 108 inches wide. The 4-inch panel bypass shutter goes up to 124 inches plus frame. Now, let's complete our selection of panels for this window. We will go with one left and one right. The final panel design option is to choose whether you wish to split the tilt rods or not. The use of split tilters allows more convenient light control. Let's select Yes under Split Tilter. The louvers are automatically split to evenly separate the panel. If you want a custom position, this can be specified by measuring from the bottom of the window to the midpoint of the louver. Note that there is a 1 1/2 inch variance from the specified position depending on whether you have an even or odd number of louvers in the panel. Continue watching this video series, refer to your AllView manual, or visit our website at www.allviewshutters.com.